Hey everybody, Teal Korby here. I am an artist currently with a full-time job, working towards becoming a full-time freelance artist. I'm on Patreon, of course here on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. So welcome to my weekend in the studio. This time it's literally just last Saturday and Sunday. I will warn you ahead of time. I cut out most of the audio, but I think I had a cold over the weekend. I would say it's mostly gone, but I was sniffling and blowing my nose, and I tried to cut it all out. So please beware if there were any that I missed. So I started off my Saturday doing Figuary, which is a yearly drawing challenge in February where you draw like live people. It's produced by Love Life Drawing and Croquis Cafe. I always find it just really fun. It feels like a really low pressure challenge to do, and it helps me to sketch every day, which is one of my goals this year. And it helps me to practice anatomy, which is something I don't do on my own all the time, especially when I have like a lot going on. And then I also really like the shapes and ideas that come out of these. Like, you won't see this, but for example, for today's, they did 180 designs. And by the way, this is future teal. It is now Monday, but what you're watching is from Saturday. So for today's, they were doing 180 drawings. So basically, or 180 poses. So they pose and then they turn 180 degrees, you draw it again. And one of them ended up interlocking like the elbows on my sketchbook page because they weren't very far apart. And I thought that looked really cool. And it kind of seems like an idea to go forward with for something. I have right now in my Etsy shop a sticker set that came from Figuary last year where I kind of like turned some of my favorite bodies into surreal, like little doodles, I guess you could say. So those are really cool, and I'm hoping to do something similar this year and have maybe like an updated Surreal Bodies #2 sticker set or something of that matter. Let's see, what else is new? I did a really cute commission. You won't see it here, but you can go see it on my Instagram, where I drew my friend's dog. His name is Goose, the dog, not my friend. Super sweet, and my friend wanted a like animated sketch kind of thing, like the sketches you do before animations. So that was a lot of fun to do. Let's see what else happens here. Oh, so as you might know, I'm not sure, I think I've shown it on here. There's a neighbor, like we have neighborly cats. So there's a whole family of 6 kittens next door. The cat that you're seeing right now, I think is either the dad or the mom. The mom's face I thought looked a bit different, so I'm wondering if maybe it's the dad. But I love seeing them outside. There's also an orange one that has stripes. Super cute. So what you'll see a lot of in this week's vlog is I got some fake skin from a company called Real Skin to practice tattooing on. And it's like super cool because it feels like skin and it's flexible like skin. And one of the things that my partner really wanted to challenge me to do is to create like a really detailed big, not too big, but like, a big piece. That way I can practice sitting for long periods of time. So randomly I thought of an idea of kind of having like the Virgin Mary symbol, like the picture that's like on candles and stuff. And I really hope this isn't totally sacrilegious and offensive to anyone. I've just always really admired this like image, this specific imagery. It's just always been beautiful to me. But I wanted to put a little twist on it. And so instead of Virgin Mary, it's Frida Kahlo, who is a really huge inspiration of mine. I like her art, but her art isn't what drew me to her. Some of it was like the surrealism in her art, but a lot of it was her like hardships and her life experiences, how radical she was. So I wanted to use her like face and some of her imagery in this kind of like style for the tattoos. So what you see here is I'm sketching it. The first image that I had, it wasn't quite what I was looking for, but I left the drawing mostly there. And then I started to redraw it. And I wanted to put in elements from Frida's paintings and then, of course, like Frida herself. So on the bottom, in the image I was referencing of the Virgin Mary, it was a baby. And so instead on here, I'm using a monkey, like one of the monkeys that Frida Kahlo has in her paintings. My head is blocking the view. I'm so sorry. I have to get used to this new like setup that I have. Really what I need to do is tilt my desk and possibly just put my camera arm back on my desk. It's on a shelf right now, but that shelf is kind of falling down. Sorry, that's my cat scratching on her cardboard. Okay, and then aside from that, I worked on more of my color palette paintings. If you don't know, I am doing a challenge where I use 100 color palettes. I've taken them from the Designer's Dictionary of Color by Sean Adams, because there are conveniently 100 of them in the main sections of the book. And after this weekend, I'm up to 10 out of 100, which is pretty cool. This one that you're seeing here, I think is number... oh no, I'm past 10 after this weekend. I'm at like 13 or something. This one's number 11. Yeah, this one's number 11. And the colors were really difficult for me to figure out. There were a lot of pinks and purples, magentas. So I was thinking Valentine's Day. We don't really celebrate Valentine's Day for a couple of personal reasons. But that's all I could think about for these colors. So I painted an eye to make it surreal. The middle, like the pupil of the eye, is a heart shape instead of a circle. You know, keeping it cash. You'll see that you'll see in this pan over that I added like heart-shaped freckles and stuff like that. But basically this is at my desk. I'm watching Pinaninko, aka Rosie. Now what you'll see is I'm drawing the Frida Mary. I'm going to call her Frida Mary. I'm drawing the Frida Mary onto just like a sheet of printer paper so that when it comes time to do the stencil, it's easy. And then this way it's also like really finalized because it's still sketchy in the book. And I changed up some of the details. So you'll see in the sketchbook, I put leaves toward the top. Instead, I end up putting the leaves toward the bottom. And the monkey stays the same. On the bottom, there were like I don't know what they were, like horns or something, or just like a crescent of some sort. I took that out. So like that's where the leaves are now. Yeah, what was really challenging about this sketch was I like somehow perfectly rendered Frida's face in the sketchbook, but once I got to the paper, I was really, really struggling with the face. And then, like I said in the beginning, I had a cold over the weekend, and I just felt like so congested. My head was full, and it was just so like I did not feel good. So it didn't help that like my drawing was not coming out right. And it was irritating because I had just done it like a couple hours prior, you know? It's not, I don't have COVID. Well, at least my test came out negative. Last week at work, a couple of kids went home with fevers. And so I went ahead and got tested just to see and make sure, because I had been like feeling the beginnings of a cold, but I thought it was just allergies. I have like random allergies. I'm allergic to dogs. I've discovered that's my cat scratching again. We discovered that I was allergic to dogs because we were fostering my partner's brother's dog for a while, and my nose just kept getting worse and worse. And there was one day, she has a lot of energy, so I don't touch her much. But one day she was being really, really good. And so I pet her a lot because I was really proud of her. And later that night, I couldn't breathe. I had such a hard time going to sleep because I was so congested. I took medicine, I did nasal sprays, like everything I could have done, I tried. And I just, like, eventually I just fell asleep because I was so exhausted from feeling so terrible. And while I was like feeling terrible, I was trying to figure out why. And I remembered that I had pet her a lot. So I figured out that I'm allergic. And then I started to realize once I was around other dogs that my nose would start running and my eyes would get really itchy. And then I also have an allergy to fragrance. So I can't use like laundry detergent or body soap or face soap that has fragrance in it because my eyes will get like puffy and itchy and my nose will start running and I'll start sneezing. But it's not too bad with like other things like house sprays. And usually if like other people use a different detergent, it doesn't bother me that much. Like some days are worse than others. So like for example, my partner, they use a different detergent than I do on their workflows. So that doesn't bother me too much. But yeah, so I was thinking it was allergies, and then it just got worse and worse, and I haven't been around any dogs, so and nothing, like no new products have like made their way into my house. So I was just thinking like, whatever, it's a cold now. Oh, so I got a package, that's like big surprise art package for my mom. She tends to send me these like twice a year. She works in an art store, so she'll buy things on sale and on clearance and then just save it up. But I didn't know this was coming. She texted me in the morning, not even the morning, at like noon, and said that a package was going to be delivered to my house that day. So here's me opening it up. I didn't do a good job of showing you guys what was inside, but I can tell you a little bit about what was inside. This is another example of me being sick this weekend. I just wasn't thinking, and I was just trying to remember to vlog just for the sake of vlogging. So yeah, in this first bag are alcohol inks. I think they're in the first bag. Some pens. Yeah, so alcohol inks and some pens. Some of them are calligraphy pens, some are gel pens. And then there's also some paint pouring, like glitter stuff. A whole bunch of decorative paper, which is going to be really cool for pen paling. I really hope to send a lot more letters this year, like to friends and artists, and because this pen pal group has been really fun for me. And then a whole set of pouring paint, which I've never tried before. We can try that. I think I'm going to try it next weekend with my friend. And then some things were like household things. Like she got me 2 face masks. One had SpongeBob on it. One had books on it. They're both too big for my face, so I might have to adjust them somehow. She got me some kitchen towels, some pillowcases. There's one pillowcase that's really cute. It's got one open eye and one closed eye on it. What else? Like a pouch kind of thing. Some sparkly Christmas washi tape. But I guess it doesn't have to be Christmas if you don't use all the colors together. Oh, and this cute ceramic turtle to paint. So, backstory, my mom and I always went to Plaster Carousel, which is a place where you go and you paint, like plaster, like ceramic. And, so I think that's why she sent it to me. It was always like the most exciting thing for me. And then also this decorative wall thing where you can, put the letters or whatever. If you see me showing things, I'm showing it to my partner. I wasn't being really silly and just, being terrible at showing it to you guys. I was showing it to my partner. So after that, we are in on Sunday. Yes, I'm wearing the exact same clothes. One of the things that tend to happen to me on the weekends is I try to stay indoors so like intensely that I end up wearing the same outfits. And I'll like skip a shower and everything. I just I go into hermit mode. So here I'm working on Figuary again. Most days I do Figuary when I get home from work. But on the weekend, I try to get all my art done, started in the morning. So I figured that'd be a nice way to warm up, before I started working on anything else. I, of course, have my coffee. And you see cats running around. So I opened up, this, my Patreon reward from Autumn Chu. She goes by Archiu, ARTCHIU on Instagram. This month we got 2 postcards, which was really cool. I don't remember if maybe it was delayed or something, but they're really cool because there's metallic pencil on them. They're not originals, they're prints, but I think she went through and put the metallic pencil on each of them, which is really cool. I love getting physical rewards, and I hope that someday soon I can get more physical rewards from fellow artists. And then I spent a lot of Sunday working on that big tattoo. So I got this transfer paper. Long story short, I last minute got this paper. For some reason, I just held off getting stencils. I was like, oh, I can just freehand or I can just draw whatever I want. And the pen wasn't working on the skin, the fake skin that I had. So I had to babysit this day, and I was hoping that I was going to be able to pick up the paper from Hobby Lobby before I went to babysit, because they're closed on Sundays, and I was babysitting from 4 p.m. to 8, and they close at 8. So I was going to go there, and then I couldn't, and then so Jazz went for me, and they, actually, I was able to get to Hobby Lobby in enough time. However, I couldn't find it, and by the time I had looked, didn't have time to ask someone and find it. I just had to leave and go babysit. So Jazz went for me and got it, and it's really terrible. I'm really upset that I took the time to go get it and that Jazz had to take the time to go get it, it doesn't work. So I ended up ordering from Amazon, one that has like 10,000 reviews. It should be coming tomorrow. So I don't know, if it works very well or not yet. But yeah, so right now I'm using the transfer paper. It does fine on like this portion, like the ink really like pushes onto the tracing paper. But when it comes to like actually putting the paper onto the skin, it hardly shows up. It hardly does anything. You'll see it here, like I put it on. It says to put pressure on it for 10 to 15 seconds. I did way more than that. Like you see, I'm putting most of my weight down on this book on top of this thing. Also, this book is wonderful. If you like Humans of New York, great buy. I've always been obsessed with Humans of New York. It's so great. Yeah, so I leave this here. I'm typing comments on YouTube videos that I'm watching. Like I'm putting so much pressure. Oh, and here's Winter going into that box. And so I try to peel it off and there's like nothing there. So I start pressing like individually to see if like I just need to like press specifically. And it seemed like it was coming off a little bit more, and then it wasn't. So I got, what did I get? I got the top. Oh, it also said to try putting like lotion or something, some cream or something on the skin. So I did that. I put it on, and then I tried putting the stencil back on again, and it was working a little bit better. It ended up being enough to work with. It just definitely was not ideal. And if I were to work on people's skin, I would absolutely not use that product. Because I would definitely like lose it. And then basically the rest of this video is me tattooing the outline for this fake skin. It was really cool to work on it because when working on oranges and this really cheap fake skin that I had, and then I've also been tattooing on this mannequin, none of them give you the same experience that I imagine that skin would give you. And the reason that I got the skin is because it stretches like normal skin. And then what I love about it is there's two things. So one, it feels like it's probably like the thickness of skin. I don't know if it is, but it feels like it. And the other thing is, while you're tattooing, you can feel the vibration. And in a couple of videos that I watched, I remember them mentioning like there's a certain vibration that you aim for, that like you're doing the right thing. And I felt like I could feel that while I was doing this. I still need to get a hang of keeping a consistent depth of the needle. On this first go, I was really shy about the details in the face. I was really nervous about it. So once I wipe it all off, it's really light. So I had to go over it again, and I realized like I can't be too fragile when I'm doing details. I need to trust myself. I need to trust my sketch and get in there. So yeah, that was a lot of fun to work with and to do. You can see, no, you can't see. I'll probably share the final when I'm done with it. I think tomorrow's Wednesday, I'm going to work on coloring it. We'll see how that goes. I definitely don't have time tonight. It took me 3 hours to completely line this piece here. This piece of skin is 8.5 by 5.5 inches, to give you an idea of the scale of it. And you can even see here while I'm wiping it off, you can see that it's a bit like faded on the top and much darker on the bottom where I was like confident about it. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed my studio vlog. If you made it this far, you should subscribe. Check me out on Instagram. I have a lot more updates on there. And I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, whatever it is for you. And see you next time. Thank you.